In a slowly decaying futuristic city, social class is determined by the amount of time you spend in a virtual world called the interface. Hey guys, my name is Emmanuel Filteau, and this is my weekly live show. Every Thursday around this time, I turn on my drawing screen and draw with you and talk to you, and I share my latest work. I've been working on my comics since 2015. I've been streaming that the progress on my work. I think around 2 years ago I started doing that. I think it was before the pandemic, and it's starting to be a long time ago. It seems like we are never ending this thing. But anyway, so every week I share my drawing screen. I don't try to take any shortcut. I just show you the work as it gets done, and I welcome any comments. You're welcome to question me on anything on the page, anything you want really. I really appreciate any likes, any subscribe, any follow, any comments, anything you can do to interact with the show. It really helps to make it more viewable to other people, because that's just how the algorithm of those social media works. So when they see that there's an interaction with something like what I'm doing, they will share it to more people. So the more people, it's like in boule de neige, like a snowball effect, right? So thank you for that. It helps a lot. Today I'm going to be working on which page am I at now? I am working on inking pages, and I'm at page 14 of my next book, book number 4. My books are called Tales from the Interface. They are a 6x9 perfect bound book, all color, bleed. It's about the 48 page. The last two are exactly 48 pages of comics. I'm not counting the white pages. They're really 48 page of comics in the book. The book is, just with the blank page and everything, is a little bit thicker than that. Yeah, so if you'd like to get a copy of my book, I have 3 books available from my website, and you can get them by going to tfti.inkorporate.com, and I'll show you that. It's very, very simple. Just go to click the shop button, and you can select this bundle, and you get all 3. They will be shipped by me at my local post office. This is a crafty kind of product. I do them myself. I print them locally, and I sign every one of them. If you'd like to get a drawing, you can get one as well. I don't charge a lot for it, but you're welcome to ask for anything you want. Just maybe message me if you have anything special. Otherwise, I can just make up something as well. So let's get going. It's not the screen I want. All right. So as I said, today I'm working on page 14 of my first 24 pages of book number 4. Actually, most other pages are done. I'm mostly done with the inking. I'm just working on the last few pages. But these last weeks, I've been kind of going through this sequence of pages. So if you'd like to kind of check out what the story's from, and kind of the sequence of action in that, where that came from, you can always go back to last week and the week before. The entire series of videos is on my YouTube channel. I know that in the case of Twitch, they only keep like a few weeks, but everything is archived on YouTube. So I hope anybody who will be watching this now or later is doing well. I'm doing well myself. We're just trying to learn to deal with what seems to be the new reality. Not to sound pessimistic, but I don't see this ending anytime soon. It's just the way that the world is. You know, you can't expect a developing country to vaccine and mask everyone. So there's always going to be a new variant. So I really don't know, you know, what they can do, if they can do anything at all. I haven't heard any kind of good solution to this problem. Even if a country does everything it can, it will never be able to isolate itself entirely. Well, I don't know. Well, hopefully we'll use our big brain to come up with some kind of way to live with this without having to isolate ourselves so much. I really miss going to cons. Although, you know, this pandemic did give me a chance to certainly work on my comic a lot more. Just the time I saved in public transportation really helped that. So I mean, it can be, you know, I guess you need to kind of look at the positive as well as the negative. But that's how it is. So I don't know. I haven't heard any smart way to learn to live with this new problem that we're having. Maybe some smart people will find a way. I guess things change and we adapt. Other than that, well, I watched They Live again in the French version. It had been forever since I watched that. It was kind of fun because as a kid growing up, all those American movies, we pretty much saw them dubbed. Like I had a VHS. I recorded Predator when it played on TV as a kid, and it was like my favorite VHS until my brother recorded his porn shows on it. I don't think he's ever gonna watch that, but anyway. Also, he recorded some Star Trek on it, and although I did like Star Trek, I wasn't happy that my favorite show got recorded on. That my favorite movie got recorded on. But he would just record on whatever he could find. Yeah, so the French version of some of those dubs are often quite funny. It really changes the mood of a movie. With, you know, they're trying to use some badass talks, and it really comes out weird. Like if you understand French, Arnold, when he sees the alien, he says, "Toi t'as pas une gueule de porte-bonheur." Means you don't have a lucky charm face, whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't know. I never heard that anywhere except in that movie. Sometimes it seems like those dubs, they don't really care much about how it's dubbed. Done pretty cheaply, it seems, which is unfortunate. But it does create some hilarious result. I would like to see the RoboCop dub again. That must be quite funny. But yeah, so I watched the dub of They Live. And it wasn't bad, actually. It wasn't too bad. So I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of action tonight, but as I keep saying, build it, they will come. So let me maybe share that on the Ping Buzz Discord. So there's a real good show on YouTube for comics if you've never seen it, called Ping Buzz, and I've kind of been trying to interact with these guys. They're a great group of people, and I do appreciate them. It's always a trouble for me. I'm not necessarily the most outspoken guy, but I try. Joe Paquette is such a nice guy, super supportive of the indie community. He's been much more supportive than I probably deserve, and he's a cool guy. Also Johnny, who came here a few times to just chat around during the live, which is always cool. You know, to get a bit more life here. So they have this cool show called Ping Buzz, and you know, you should check it out. It's a cool show. Yesterday, I took part in a show. My buddy Blake from Blake Bud had kind of a live Twitter thing going on. It was kind of cool. So I kind of took part in that. Blake is a really nice guy as well, and he puts way too much pressure on himself. So I hope he gets something good coming. He just finished a story with that he pitched to an horror anthology. So I hope it works for him. These guys are pretty fun to draw. But when you see on the left, I'm not too happy about it because, you know, when they were small, they're kind of cool like that. But as a big thing on the page, it's kind of missing something, and I'm probably gonna, you know, try to add up some detail on him, you know, just to make him more fun because he's a bit boring, I find. I hope people like this new chapter. I'm always concerned about it. I hope I put enough like action and fun sequence. So I do have a beta group of people who check out, who I give access to early copies of my comics. I'll try to get feedback. Got some positive one, but they're really nice people, you know. So I'm always worried that they're too nice, and actually my thing sucks. Almost done with this sequence of page, and I'll be able to share it with them on that beta. So this is like that. Yeah, so this was cool. So Blake was doing this live Twitter thing on, and I thought it was pretty nice. So I'm having my live on Twitter, but I don't know if I can like make it into a channel that people could join. Not sure if everybody would be interested in that though. Anyway. Keep on trucking, as they said. So if I have an arm that comes up like that, it shouldn't be like this. It should be like this. Like that. Okay, delete. No question. Oh, those bots have been so annoying. Keep getting those bot message these days. Should investigate and see what's up with that. Why it happens must be just make you curious on what they're trying to gain by this attack. It's not like a direct message or anything. question is, should I make a different layer for all these 5? It's the kind of thing that makes this comic take a lot more time. And probably the head should be moving a bit more in this direction. Like this guy just got his head cut, and then this guy, it's been a bit longer, and this guy even longer, so the distance would make sense if it was more and more. I'm gonna keep it in separate layers for now, just maybe play around with it a little bit. get a short restroom break and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey Rudy, how are you doing, man? Yeah, thank you. We, because of I don't know what regulation look around your place, but we couldn't do much. We couldn't go see couldn't go see the whole family, but we had my mother over, and we just did like a small thing. So not as what was planned up, but we made do with what we had. How was your holidays? Oh yeah, yeah. That's it. We just had a small thing with my mother, and that was it. So yeah, I guess we're in pretty much the same situation. And yet other countries they don't care at all. Like I've been told that like in Senegal, like people just behave like normal and like nothing's happening. It's kind of what I was saying earlier. It's like as long as some countries don't make any effort, we're gonna get stuck with this never-ending variance unless they find some way to learn to live with it. I was supposed to go to my sisters and like spend New Year's Eve together, but we couldn't even go out. We have I think we still have a curfew. Like we have to get home by 10. So trying to use some materials from. How do you change the color of this thing? Not too familiar with the materials. Can I just change the color? Guess I could put a layer at the bottom and just clip it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I don't use materials from Clip Paint a lot, but they do have a lot of like anime style like effects. So I thought this one was a nice effect without having me having to draw everything. So one thing I want to do is this. Yeah. So we're getting close to that ending that sequence of fighting. But page 14 now. And actually, in the meantime, I finished most of this chapter. I wonder if that blood is looks too much like hair. Might retouch it later. Okay. Thanks. I don't know if you saw page before, so kind of finished that. And the top part of this one, this one was a headache because there's kind of a thing with perspective going on here, and it was pretty hard to get my head around it. So now I want to. So this panel should be easier. In theory, I was sorry to hear that about your that your job didn't pan out. I'm sure you'll find something. Yeah, I don't know how many layers I put in before I came out with that, and I can see still some problem, like the gun is not facing the right direction, but yeah. I'll see if it still bugs me when I'm coloring. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I want this comic to come out one day. It's like I went to a show, well, not a show, but there was a Twitter kind of hangout thing where you can join in and talk about comics. And then the host that he interviewed me a few times, and we had some chats. And all the other all the other indies, they come out with titles like every year, and then it's like it takes me 2 years before I can come out with something. And it seems like I'm some kind of crazy person for working this long on stuff like that. Hey Joe, comment ça va, man? Ça, je disais à Rudy, I joined Blake. You know Blake, right? He's one of your buddies. He had a kind of a live Twitter thing yesterday, and I joined in, and there was all these guys who come up with comic like every multiple times a year, like. But they're writers, right? So they hire different artists. And then makes me feel bad. It takes me so damn long to come out with something. But then I only have so many hours a day. I can work on my comic like 2-3 hours max. before I crash. I mean, after a full day of work, it's hard. You know, I really do what I can. Oh, cool. J'espère que... I hope that you still like them. What the hell am I doing? I'm kind of trying to do this without any sketching. Well, there's a small sketch there, but it's kind of trying to wing that drawing, and it's not easy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to be part of the Pink Buzz show. I hope I can be a good. Hope I can be a good guest for you guys. And James Stoke, how long is he like working full time on that comic? I guess so, because I couldn't see it. You know, it's 48 page, takes me 2 years. So like 24 page a year. It's like a page per 2 weeks about I can do for a full color page. But that's pretty much what I can do with a full-time job on top of that. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see what I worked on earlier in the live. I just finished this panel, this long panel here. Pretty happy with it. I think it came out pretty well. Wasn't easy to find out the right composition for this guy. I hope so, man. I hope I can be good on the show. You guys you're so knowledgeable. You really know indie comics. I do back what I feel is a fair amount of comics on Kickstarter, but you guys are. Well, I think Johnny is a super backer, all right. I'm sure you're not. If you're not one, you're not far behind. That title. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It wasn't easy to kind of position him that it would make sense, this movement. I hope I did okay. I think it reads decently well. I'm also working on you see this drawing. I want to do it in a physical copy of this Like I bought some good paper, like archival Bristol board, and I'm gonna redo this in pen. I might stream it actually. I was thinking about it. Yeah, it's impressive. Like you really need to be very supportive of the to be able to reach that. You must be close though. So my thing is, I guess one of the reasons is that I kind of like to get the paper copy, and it gets really expensive when you do that, especially with shipping. So I don't back as much as I should. I wonder if it's better. Maybe it's better to back more digital because in the end, most of the artists will get more out of it than getting a print copy. Yeah, shipping it. Like when I first did my second book, I was able to get a deal which for shipping through another like supplier in Montreal, like called Chit Chat. But then last time I compared the price and it was almost the same as Canada Post. So I just screw it. And what I did is as you saw, I made it into as part of the price, and I think a lot of people like that. I got some positive comment that they appreciated that I included shipping in the price. I think that was a good move on my part. Checking that my drawing makes sense. I think his pants should be thinner on the edge. I might go back and fix a few things because I do like the idea that he's wearing parachute pants, like MC Hammer pants. So I might adjust this. It's not a big deal. Well, we'll see. Just create a nice silhouette here. I was gonna back an HC book yesterday. It was 25 US. Then when I got to the shipping part, yeah, exactly. I like, and I wanted to back. What was it again? It's about a robot, and I bought the first copy, and the shipping was decent, but then I don't know if I can find it. But then the second book came out, and shipping was more than the book. Is that what happened to you as well, right? Not exactly, but it was like a floppy. What? How does that work out? I mean, I take like the cheapest. Yeah, I think they wanted to charge me like 40 Canadian for like a floppy. Like, what? um, well, I didn't get it. Although I had the first one, and I kind of wanted to see it, and well, obviously he didn't want to. He wasn't really paying an effort to ship to other countries beside U.S. Um, you know, I do try to make it appealing for. Right. Yeah. But I don't like to read on a tablet. Even a good, a good tablet. It's not. I like physical copies. I do buy like local books that where it's then there's no shipping because obviously, but yeah. All shipment prices have exploded. It's because it's not just COVID. There had been some problem in the distribution chain. That's the best I heard about it. There was some, there was the Panama thing, where the cargo ship got stuck, and then there was some problem with, like, in Australia, I think, and. But I mean, sending a comic, I mean, it shouldn't be expensive. It's just it weighs like a quarter of a gram. Um, yeah, it's like, is it? Well, 0.250. Yeah, I think that's it's very very light, and I don't understand why we need to pay so much for shipping that. I mean, within Canada, it's still affordable. Like, I think shipping with letter is about $6 now. So, but yeah, so kind of sucks for people. That's why I'm sure I'd get more order on my side if I could have better shipping. USPS, huh? Well, they are underfunded, and they purposely like sabotage their business for the sake of Amazon and those other companies. It's a real shame. There's a great John Oliver show about USPS that kind of explain what's going on. They're stuck in regulation. It's really bad, and the policymakers they really don't help them. They don't want a federal. They're trying to get away from socialism as much as they can, and this is kind of viewed as one of those things. So yeah, they're not helping them at all. Any public program in US is going down the drain. Like ambulances and even firefighters, and they become all privatized. I know USPS has been having a lot of issues. They're in terrible debt. I go to ship within Canada with a Gemini. I ship with. You saw what I ship with, and that's I managed to get it under 9 with this. About $6 for you ship with letter. Gemini is a bit, I guess maybe it's a bit thicker. My book are a bit smaller too. They're 6x9 versus a regular comic, so I might get a better deal because of that. But it does help to ship multiple copies. I think it's a better deal. Like you know, somebody coming to my website, you know, they have that $30 bundle, and then the shipping is like $11. So it's like a third of the price. So that kind of makes sense. I think I made the deal as best that I could. And as you can imagine, I'm really not making a whole lot of money there. It's just the time it takes me to package and everything. It's really a labor of love, what you do, and hoping people resonate. I was really happy to sell Rosario. It was a great moment for me that people would be into it. I got a lot of interest. Not so many bids, but people seem to like it. So that's why I'm trying to make another one. No big hopes, but we'll see. Should be like this. You know, we talked about exactly that with Blake, and there was I'm terrible with names, but there was another guy there. They're kind of trying to create their own thing. Well, my thought is that people using the platform will never realize what's happening unless they're really into the movement. Like they really follow very closely what's happening, but most people using Kickstarter, they have no clue what's happening. And of those who heard about it, how many of them actually know what crypto is? And the way Kickstarter has handled it, it's not even gonna impact the site visually as far as they said. Going to Zoop. I never. I can take a note of that. Zoop. What's Zoop? It's like another crowdfunding. I don't terribly want to go to Okay. Yeah, so it's like crowdfunding for comics. Cause yeah, Dave Cook, he's a good one. I got all the Kiltopias. Okay, and I think there's I'm not the guy who was on Blake's thing. He also was doing his own thing, so I think there's a few people trying to 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 use that opportunity to start something. So anyway, I think I still have more than a year before I actually finished my comic. I guess I'll see at that point where it looks like. I don't see people backers being too concerned about that in general. And it's so hard to find backers. I mean, I'm not sure I want to go in another platform. Kickstarter has been really good at saving the at sharing my stuff, like, because I get so many buy-ins from people directly on Kickstarter. Yeah, I would love to hear what his thoughts on it. I saw a few of his posts, and he's an interesting guy. Certainly has great projects. Did you ever have him on the group on the show before? I imagine you already asked him to be on the show, right? Oh, you did ask him. Well, what are you waiting for? You have too many. I guess you have too many shows lined up already. Yeah, maybe. Well, I think it will be a good show when you have him on. He's a great creator. Rudy, I'm sure you'd like it, Kiltopia, if you get a chance. It's a pretty cool comic. It's kind of like a how would I say? It's like a dystopian society full of like people who kill each other for fun, and there's like a big arena. I have the books just right here, but there's full of robots in front of it. I don't really want to get them out. Really? But I don't know. I'm not such a big shot, but I definitely want to be on as many shows as possible. I mean, it's such an important thing for creators to be able to talk about their work, and I think most of us we do want. So you shouldn't be ever shy of asking anybody to do it. Yeah. And so one guy I like a lot is the artist of the first copy of Kiltopia, Craig Patton, and I follow him on Instagram and Twitter, I think. But good stuff, really good artist. I guess Kiltopia 4 should be coming soon. It's been a while. Maybe I should look up the campaign. I hope I didn't forget to give something. Okay, these guys are way too under detailed. I told Johnny that if he wants me to draw live on the show as well, that's cool too. I can share my screen and draw as well. I really don't mind. I really got on board with the art of Cultopia. I really like this kind of style, and that kind of what I'm aiming at as well. So I think that's what, you know, got me into it. There go the... Was that the was it the tree? Yeah, I have a little tree here. And you see Rudy, I went and the robot fell as I thought. But yeah, so I do have volume 3 here. And I thought the next one was coming, or I didn't get it yet or something. Maybe not. But it's really cool since I got them out. Let me get some a juicy page. Maybe this one. It's probably a good example. Tiny camera. There you go. It's a really cool comic. Great coloring too. Craig was a big part of why I got 1 and 2, and I got 4. The third one. And it was good. Really good artist as well. I probably like Craig a little bit better, but still very good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I did this little survey. Huh? I think I shared with you, and a lot of people claim that one of the problem with buying comics was really just the space that it takes. Pretty full by the price. Probably the two main problem. I didn't get too many responses though, which kind of sucked, because I hoped to that it would be a better tool for everybody, but then people didn't really share it that much. And but I'll keep it going. You know, maybe with my next campaign, I'll keep it on. You know, get some result little by little, and then maybe we'll get something out of it eventually. kind of nice energy here. I'll try to ink that. Yeah, it's I get more and more people every campaign, but if I'm always, you know, wonder if it's gonna stop growing, and probably it will eventually. But you know, I'm aiming for 5 books, and then I'll start something else. We'll see how many I can get by that time. How many backers I can get by that time. Yes, they do have short attention span. That's one of the reasons I'm so concerned about not being able to come up with books more often. And sometimes I wonder if I should just finish everything and just take it out in one shot. Like, maybe not in one shot, but like kind of build a buffer and then release them at like closer intervals. Like people were saying you could like I read that and kind of made sense. You could as soon as you send the copies, already send them the notice of the next campaign that would be starting right away for the next book, and some stuff like that. Seems a bit intense. And when I see those people like making like tons of campaign, I really admire them, because just one is nerve-wracking. The short attention span is really true. It's one of the reasons why I do these lives. It's just trying to be present and available for anyone who's interested. How's drawing going, Joe? So you started to draw a little bit more. Are you continuing? Did you draw your 15 minutes today? Good skill to have. And I'm kind of the opposite of what's happening these days. I like to see things grow slowly and build up. I don't like to rush things. I really don't like that. Yeah, you should go draw, man. It becomes a habit, and then you can't go without it. The days that I can draw, I don't feel good. Might not be healthy, I don't know. I've been banging out the intros for the show. Oh yeah. So you're the one who does those like the designs for the intros. They're pretty cool. I used to do more videos earlier in my career. I did a few corporate videos and played around with After Effects, but I haven't really did much lately besides some small animation. Because it's just it's just so time consuming. So you what do you use? Do you use After Effects? Do you use something else? Premiere? Maybe Premiere. Okay. Oh well, it works. That's cool. I see those guys. They come up with super cool intros for their Kickstarter campaign. I don't know if you know Morgan Quaid. Um, he did a lot of reviewing, and he reviewed many of my books. Well, two of my books. And he started his kind of launch into his own series and such. And he's been coming out with those great intros for his comic, and it looks really nice. So yeah, so Premiere is great, but then you're stuck in the I really don't like what Adobe did. Having to pay every month for their stuff. It's not really cool. I guess you could get it for a month, but then. Yeah, it's a subscription. Premiere. To get Premiere, you need to subscribe and pay every month, and I'm not sure what's the price for that. But I'm sure it's not cheap. I know they have a special deal if you just want like Photoshop, but if you want like maybe they have like a special for videographers or directors or stuff like that. But you can look around. I'm sure there's many open source options out there that, or even like even Final Cut is not a subscription, and it's very well regarded software, so you could look into that. And I'm sure they have a series of good animation that you can use. Otherwise, I'm not too sure because I don't really do videos too much anymore. But there's so many people doing independent things that you could probably find something decent. But that subscription model is really hard on indies. because they really did it for the corporate crowd. It's simpler, just to pay every month, and they thought that indie people were pirating them anyway, so they didn't care if they didn't buy in. I don't know. That just made this software compatible with Flash. I mean, they stopped doing Flash around 15 years ago, no? I think Flash stopped. You mean, was that what you mean? Because the Flash died around, well, maybe not 15 years, but not far. I mean, maybe, at least 10 years ago. They kind of stopped supporting Flash and no more update. And I don't remember that. I know now they have this software called Animate, which is a kind of a replacement for Flash. I haven't tried it, but it outputs like HTML5 files. But there's a new format online which is called Lottie for animation. So and it's really gaining traction. So Adobe's not really too much in the game of animation now. Yeah, probably. They have some 3D function in Photoshop as well. Touch a bit on it, but not really. Because I've always been more of a web designer, so I really had to do too many you know, images. I'm more kind of design interfaces. Yeah, the other day I opened Blender again and I gave up again. I, I should learn, but just another thing to do that will keep me away from the comic. You know, if I really got into it, I'm sure I could get it. I learned so many softwares. But when I have free time, I just want to get this done. And drawing really relaxes me. But it would help a lot, you know, when you're trying to do some complex shape. And for my next books, I kind of want to do spaceships and things, and knowing 3D would certainly help me to make some models to help me draw the spaceship in different viewpoints and stuff. I will certainly make a model of the ship, main ship there. I did some sketches for it. I posted them on my Instagram. It's kind of like a truck in space. Clip using Pro? What's Pro? I'm sorry. Procreate. Yes. Yeah, I gave it a shot, but I really don't like to draw on a tablet. like a iPad. I mean, I'm sure I could like change the nib or to improve it, but I drew some stuff while I was away, and I only had the iPad, and it was fine. But like Steve Conley, I know he draws a lot of his comic on Procreate, and you know, comes out great. But you know, Clip Paint has been serving me very well, so I don't really have any desire to do anything else. But Procreate is a good software. Procreate is on the Spaceball, yeah. Exactly. Wasn't that awesome? It really marked my childhood. Now I want to like have like trucks and Bigfoots in space, and like it's gonna be something crazy that makes no sense, and that's great. That's perfect. But I still have a couple of years of this current comic before I can even start. So I'm just having fun with some concept for now. You know, it's funny because I watched it when I watched it later as an adult. I just finally got all the Jewish jokes that I really didn't get as a kid, especially since I was watching the French version. So I had no idea about all all those jokes. It's pretty funny. Especially when I got like the Mel Brooks, I got a Mel Brooks thing, like it's a collection of his movies, and you watch a few of them in a row, and then you really feel that Jewish humor. His son is pretty cool too, huh? He made the zombie, How to Survive Zombie Apocalypse book. Was nice. Yes. Dropping like so many snowflakes. I like to draw this kind of abstract shapes too. When I was in college, I used to draw pages of that. Yeah. Clean that butt. It's raining heads, hallelujah. I studied at the Cégep du Vieux-Montréal. I took a class in university, but I never finished university. I had a professional diploma in graphic design. And then I went to work for an agency, and that's pretty much it. I did some classes to ramp up some concept of design, but I should have went to university, but I don't know. There was a teacher in college that said that it was worthless, and I kind of listened to him. And in hindsight, I shouldn't have. Yeah, but I had a blast in au Cégep du Vieux-Montréal. That was such a nice place. I really loved I really loved it, and I learned. That's where I met all the a lot of guys from the Montreal comic community, and just going out, to all the comic launch in the late '90s, and because it was kind of explosion in like photocopied zines. Oh, call it Dawson, yeah, Dawson College, yeah. They have a pretty good reputation, I believe, as well. But I loved Old Montreal because it was full of artists, and we had a lot of fun. It was so much more my people than who I went to high school with. It was great being surrounded by all those weirdos, and yeah, good times. It was weird because when I studied graphic design, it was kind of computer were starting to take over, so they were kind of teaching us like software, but they didn't really know it all that well. Like teachers were taking classes and then teaching us the next day. It was a bit ridiculous. So a lot of students were better than the teachers. But it didn't matter. I mean, I mostly liked to be surrounded by my like-minded people. That's something important in design, like repetition. You see, this is not good. You don't want that. Probably something. Oh, 11. I need to get this done. Same, was it Dawson? 5. Oh, yeah, well, you were exactly at the same time as I was. I started Cégep in 97, and I spent 3 years there. And yeah, it was, I had a lot of fun. College was, Cégep was really fun, really fun. I made all my best friends there, and you know, we went drinking all the time and going to all the comic lunches, and we had a class with Grégoire Bouchard, who's an amazing artist, like a night class, like a comics night class. He was more of a workshop than anything. He didn't really actively teach us. He just kind of hang around and, you know, commented on our work and try to help us improve. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it for tonight. It's already 11 something, and I need to get to bed because work calls in the morning. But let me just pull up my site. Just as my parting word. Yes, exactly like you. I had such a horrible time in high school, and that really saved me. Such have saved me. Hey, take care, Rudy. Take care of yourself. Hope you do well. Then, and we as a whole, that we get better and we try to find a way to live better in this crazy pandemic world. But the best to you, and yeah, we'll speak later, Joe. So thank you both for being active and listening and commenting. That's really means a lot to me, really. But for anyone else who might be watching this later, my comic is available on my website, tfti.incorporate.com. You can get all 3 books for $30 US. That's an amazing deal, and I ship them myself from my lovely hands. Yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. Thank you guys for being here again. And I guess I'll be back next Thursday as usual. So we'll see. You can join in at that time if you want to catch up. And I'll be glad to answer any question you might have. So with that being said, I'll see you around the interface. Bye guys.